I am Ramiel. Tonight's review is on BloodRayne, the movie. It's based off of BloodRayne, the video game. And we all know movies based off video games are always good. Released in 2005 and featuring Kristanna Loken, Ben Kingsley, Michelle Rodriguez, Michael Madsen, and Matt Davis, this film had a budget of $25 million, but only grossed worldwide $3.6. Ouch. And scoring on IMDb 2.9 stars. I'm about to give you an extended breakdown, synopsis, opinion, and philosophical conjecture that frankly no one asked for. So buckle up and grab a bottle of your favorite liquid. Make sure it's full. You're welcome in advance. So it all starts in a quaint little city where a posse of Vamp slayers talk with a local to get their next lead. A Vamp casually walks up to the bar and asks for some absinthe. By a lack of reflection, his curse is detected by one of our main protagonists. We'll nickname him Shitty Haircut, who then impulsively murders the unsuspecting drunkard. Did he deserve it? Nobody cares. Personally, I'm disgusted by this low moral standard. And that's saying something coming from me. I mean, literally no one cares he died. Vamps are people too. Or were. The barkeep suggests the posse head to a particular carnival where stories of a girl with supernatural abilities are being gossiped about. The girl they're speaking of is, of course, BloodRayne, the movie. The carnival is using her freakish ability to instantly heal when she drinks fresh blood as a show to entertain the audience. She's clearly not having a good time. Unless that's all part of the act. Who knows, you know? I mean, I don't know what she's into. I'd like to know. Haha, she's got a blood stash. Wouldn't it be the hottest couple ever if Rufio and BloodRayne were like a thing? What's red and black and sexy all over? Oh my god, I think I'm getting bothered. After seeing what Rayne goes through every night at the carnival, her friend tries to comfort her. But I'm not feeling any real desperation coming from Rayne here.
Are you alright? I'm working on a plan to get us out of here. My uncle, he's a sailor.
Kinda seems like she's embarrassed her friend isn't catching on to the S&M vibes.
And he once told me of a place where people play all day, and the trees grow fruits and...
She gives Rayne her cross pendant for protection. And that's gratitude energy right there if I ever saw it. We get pointlessly introduced to the main villains almost immediately. I think in an attempt to warm us up to them, this dude is supposedly the servant of the evilest vamp in the world. I feel like this was a miscast. They should have picked someone scarier. If you saw him with a normal haircut at like the grocery store, you wouldn't be fazed at all. I'm gonna call him Mr. Nice Guy. Think about it. He's supposed to be evil's minion. Where is his pain? His malevolence? His insanity? And this right here is Kagan. He's the big bad buster of the bumbling batch. The head honcho. Are you scared? Me neither. He looks like a lobotomized pacifist. This is who he's supposed to be from the video game. No resemblance. I love Ben Kingsley, but what the hell happened here? You'll see along the way, his distant demeanor never leaves him. Maybe he was supposed to act like this. He could have just been going for the whole dead inside, emotionless, drab, bored, hollow, out of touch, couldn't care less, rock me to sleep, underwhelming look. 'Cause he nailed that.
Please continue.
Rayne has a coming back to moment after accidentally slaughtering the entire carnival in a bloodlusted rage. You see, earlier, one of the assholes that runs the place tried to have his way with her, but she busted his head open with a bottle, and as soon as his blood dripped into her mouth, she went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Okay, so I actually had to turn it down at this scene because she was like gasping for air and traumatized. And it all makes sense while you're watching the movie, but it really sounded like a mega porno if you didn't know what was going on. And of course, there was someone over fixing the heating unit right at that moment. Don't you hate when that happens? Anyways, the Vamp slayers are beginning to catch up to Rayne's scent. They don't have to sniff very hard though, cause the trail of destruction she's leaving is as obvious as a 2-year-old who got a hold of a ketchup bottle. We get a cameo from the Zane, yo! Oh, what is the deal with the hair? Apparently, he's the father of Katerin. He writes her a note requesting she deliver him a hidden artifact of great importance buried deep beneath Brimstone Fortress. We don't know what he's referencing yet, but it's clear he's up to no good. As much as I love seeing Zane, I'm not sure why they bothered introducing us to this character. He's just thrown into the mix and only seen once more way later. It needlessly complicates the already confusing story for no reason. They could have just omitted him, honestly. We catch a glimpse of his puncture marks. It's a subtle insinuation that Katerin's loyalty may be in question further along in the movie. But this was terribly communicated to the audience. I mean, it took me watching this like 5 times to get that. Then again, I never was the brightest box in the light bulbs. While Rayne wanders aimlessly in the forest, she encounters some peasants about to be turned to dinner. She defends the innocent family by devouring the predatory vamps. This is where we, the audience, begin understanding that she is no ordinary vamp. Not only does she prefer feeding on the damned over humans, she wears that cross around her neck too, which usually burns our kind. I've been practicing building a tolerance to crosses myself. I don't mean to brag, but I can get up to a 3-second gaze without hissing. Once I'm warmed up, of course. I find it very interesting that the Satanic Cross, or Leviathan Cross, is embedded into the franchise's title, yet our protagonist rocks the traditional right-side-up Christian version throughout. Are they trying to tell us something? Is Jesus a girl? Whoa, heavy dude. Or maybe Jesus had a twin sister too, like Luke and Leia. But I don't think they should kiss. Come on, George, you sick bastard. Anyways, the rescued peasants thank Rayne by dropping her off at the nearest ambiguous village. After having a snack or two, a fortune teller coaxes her into her covenstead, and we learn that Rayne is a damnfire. A damfie. It's a rare hybrid love child that only a human and a vamp can create together. This unusual circumstance somehow makes Rayne resilient to crosses. That's why that pendant isn't burning her neck. Remember Kagan? That's her dad. And a few years after her birth, he murdered her mother for no reason. So Rayne's set on revenge now, but the only way she'll get a chance to confront him in person is to do something that gets his attention. The fortune teller explains that there is a talisman eyeball that gives untold and unexplained power to the one who holds it. Kagan wants this more than anything, and if Rayne can get her hands on it, she's in business. The conversation between the two is just horribly written. First, the fortune teller says, get the eye to get an audience with Kagan, and even tells her where it's located. But then, in the very next breath, she says, you will be doing the world a great service by keeping this hidden from Kagan. So is she expecting Rayne to hide the talisman or use it as leverage? Somehow, in the very next scene, Mr. Nice Guy knows about the entire convo that just went down and is reporting to Kagan. Here's another golden nugget of cinema.
Kill her. Let her find the eye or let her try, then kill her.
Wow, just oozing with talent. I would love to see the auditions for this film, if there even were any. Could we try that again, except maybe a little more distant and less relatable?
Let her find the eye or let her try, then kill her.
Perfect. After a whole minute of watching galloping horses, Rayne arrives at the Salami Monastery, where the talisman allegedly resides. She is lovingly welcomed by a monk at the front gate. As soon as she's left alone, she starts snooping around and causing a bunch of trouble. These people were nice to her, but she doesn't care. Look, this big scary security guard might be the offspring a zombie had with a puddle of oatmeal, but at the end of the day, he's just a hard-working, regular guy. Or at least they think is the guy. Patiently awaiting the arrival of his bi-weekly compensation. But Rayne sees that his pendant is the literal key needed to enter the vault protecting the talisman. How did we become aware of this? Just stop thinking. These aren't the brain cells you're looking for. So she obliterates the guard's head, naturally, inserts the pendant into the cobblestone keyhole, and has to Lara Croft her way past the metal hedgehogs, so she can get the box we somehow know holds the talisman. As soon as she grabs it though, the low-budget Temple of Doom starts Indiana Jonesing her with holy water. But fortunately, she absorbs the talisman's powers right as she falls off her magically disappearing swords. And it isn't until now that we learn what the talisman even does. Get this, it makes the vampire in possession immune to holy water. Serious question, why would the talisman that makes vampires immune to holy water be protected by a spring trap that slowly releases holy water onto the floor after it's already been snatched? Not only was holy water the worst choice to defend the tomb from the now holy water-proof vampire that is in possession of the very thing it was trying to protect, but it just leaks holy water? Why wouldn't it immediately douse the whole room in seconds? Or to save on the holy water bill, it should have sprinkled it, like what a fire alarm would do. Then they would only need like a small gravity-fed sprinkler with a couple buckets worth of water for good measure. You don't need to drown a vampire in holy water to kill them. And you can't drown vampires anyways, we're already dead. My God, I think I'm going insane. Oh! Ah! Oh, hey Ramiel, how are you? I'm doing well, Ramiel, thank you. How are you? Yo, this movie is pissing me off. These plot holes are like gaping, not in a good way. I think I'm going crazy. It appears you are. What? I'm agreeing with you. You think I'm going crazy. Well then we're both crazy by logical deduction. Ooh, you said we. Why did you have to say we? Well, you're me, so that would make us crazy. Agree to disagree. You can't do that. How could we disagree with ourselves? That's a good question. I've never asked myself that. Go away. I reside in your head. Well then, at least stop talking. You're not the boss of me. Yes, I am. Well then, I'm your boss too. I can't decide if that's a true statement or not. Yeah, that is a good point. I'm a little stuck on that one myself. Look, I have guests to tend to. You mean we? So let's just finish this debate over a cup of tea later. Oh yes, with a little splash of rum. A little splash. Right, so join us in part 2 by clicking here to watch the second half of the review. It gets juicy. There are sex scenes.